And so when I look at these chip manufacturers and TSMC specifically as the largest contract manufacturer and as an owner of very advanced process nodes, what we see is not just an expansion into the data center, but it's an expansion to the edge, into phones, into devices like computers, like automotive. And so it's all upside. There's kind of like it's a good time to be a chip manufacturer, and it's a really good time to be TSMC. And so I think that's not only are we seeing this resurgence in the last 6 months, but we're definitely seeing growth for the foreseeable future, at least for the next decade.
Have you got a line on the recent news flow surrounding the $6.6 billion US subsidy for Arizona chip production? And this is coming in the same week that Treasury Secretary Yellen is upbraiding China for subsidizing EVs. Is there a risk, Olivier, that TSMC becomes collateral damage vis-a-vis supply chains if US and China relations head downhill again under a Trump 2.0 presidency, if it does come to that?
Right. Well, I mean, that's kind of the objective of trying to de-risk the supply chain, right? And you've seen the United States pretty aggressively try to move a lot more fabs, a lot more silicon production in the United States. And it doesn't necessarily need to be in the United States. It's just a fact that, in the effort to create jobs and to kind of have more control over that supply chain, some of these fabs are moving to the U.S. But Taiwan and TSMC are kind of at the middle of this struggle, of this sort of cold technology war between the U.S. and China. I think it will be for a few years. If nothing else, I think that this expansion of fabs in the United States and bringing TSMC into the United States with this investment, and TSMC's own investment, because I think the total is $65 billion. So it's considerably larger than the $6.1 billion that the CHIPS Act just promised them, may help diffuse the situation again. So we'll have to see on that. But at the very least, de-risking that supply chain, especially when it comes to critical chips or chips that are critical to the mobile industry, to the PC industry, obviously to the automotive industry, to telecommunications, to the IoT, and to AI, can help, I think, maybe release a little bit of pressure from that pressure cooker over time. So we'll see. But the timeline also is fairly long, right? So the first of these three TSMC fabs being built in the U.S. won't really go live or come online until 2025. The next one after that is scheduled for 2028. So it's not for the next 6 months. It's not for the next couple of years. There's still a few years down the road before that production is really rolling at a high pace and a high volume in the United States.